Hello, Squid and Octo kids. Welcome to It's a Splat Theory. I'm your host, Kat, and today I want to talk about Inkling Clothes and what they are. So let's super jump right into it. First, we should start by trying to figure out what it's made of. Now, there are a couple things it could be. It looks like it's just normal fabric. There are also some outfit like the Squid sisters when performing, and some of the clothes of deep cut that's more of a vinyl. But that's also a type of fabric that is normally used in our world and time. But there's still one important thing I haven't mentioned about Inkling Clothes yet, and that's the fact that we have a sunken scroll about Inkling Clothes. And that sunken scroll is scroll 13 from Splatoon 2. The most fashionable gear is crafted with the latest in textile technology, heating materials to produce smooth curves or distressing stiff fabrics to increase suppleness and change their look are common techniques. If you don't know what textiles are, it's just cloth or woven fabric. So there's that answer to that. It's just mainly normal clothes.
But there are a few important questions that still need to be answered. Like, how do they go in squid mode with clothes and go back to kid mode, also with clothes on, when the squid mode has no clothes? Well, I'll try to answer that in some way. One thing could be maybe with how they turn into squids. And you may ask how they do that? Well, the one explanation I can think of is that they kind of squish and fold down into themselves, because at least octopi are extremely compactable and can fit themselves into really tight spaces. So it might be that inklings and octolings can just compress themselves into squid and octopi looking things. And then about the clothes? Well, they could be inside the folded part. Like the inklings are somehow holding them, or they're still on them while they're folded up, but you just can't see them. If that sounds a bit crazy to you, well, you're not the only one. I just legitimately cannot think of anything less insane. So let's move on.
Now, I want to take a small break from the insane theories because, well, we got another one. But I want to take the time to answer a question I got that also pertains to Inkling Clothes. And that question is, what is the power armor? Well, let's start with what we know about the power armor, which isn't a lot. We know that you get it from the Inkling Squid amiibo, and that there's a version of it in each game. We also know that the star power isn't the best. Now, for what it actually is the real question I was asked. Like, what is it used for? Now, the first main thought would be that it's just armor, maybe used for battles or something like that. But I have another thought, and that is that the power armor is really a cosplay. Hear me out. Inklings have the same sort of media as we humans do. We've even seen mangas slash a comic book strip in Splatoon 3. So it's completely possible, and would make sense even, that they would cosplay as well. We even really see with the outfits you get from the off the hook amiibos that Inklings do cosplay. So the power armor could just be a cosplay of some kind of media that the Inklings have. Now it's time for the second crazy theory, because there's one more question that still needs to be answered, and that is how it is that when an Inkling gets splatted, they disappear, but their clothes don't disappear with them. They just sink into the ink around where the Inkling previously was. And then when the Inkling comes back up at the respawn, they have their clothes back. Well, there are a couple theories I have on how this could all work. One is that they have multiple pairs of the same clothes, so they just switch it out during the match and get them back at the end, but that doesn't make much sense. So another thought would be that when they get splatted, they don't actually teleport to the checkpoint, but they just get so injured that they just immediately turn into a squid to go back into the ink quickly, and then just grab their clothes after on the way back to the checkpoint slash respawn. Or maybe some staff at the turf war stages grabs the clothes and bring them to the checkpoint. Nintendo honestly made it really hard to figure out how all the clothes and such work for Splatoon. That's all for today. If you have any theories or questions you would like me to cover or thoughts on this subject, comment them below. If you enjoyed the video, super jump over to that like button, splat the subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And as always, stay fresh, stay off the hook, stay cool, and catch you later, Squid and Octo kids.